Hey guys, how are you doing? Hopefully you're having a great day. In today's video, I want to talk about the new SLX series of rods that Shimano came out with in 2022. I have a brand new one here, just came in. This is the first of the new models I got my hands on. This one in particular is the 7.2 Heavy. But in today's video, I want to talk about the new rods redesigned for 2022, so I'm excited to get into it. And after we talk about the specs of this one, we're going to compare it here to the 2018, I believe, SLX models that I have here, and I've been using them since they came out. So let's talk about the specs, compare it, and let's get right into it. So like I said, the new SLX has been redesigned for 2022. There are 23 models, 16 being casting models. 4 of those are glass cranking rods, and 2 of those are swim bait specific rods. So they're a little bit heavier and they're a little bit longer, and they actually retail for $10 more than the regular SLX rods. Also, there are 7 spinning rods. So for everyone out there that uses a fair bit of spinning rods like I do for the swim mouth up here in Ontario, we got a lot to choose from. Like I mentioned, the swim bait rods are going to be running at $10 more, but the price is still the same as the previous SLX. $100 US or $110 for the swim bait rods, which is about $140, $145, I believe, Canadian. So now let's talk about some of the new technologies in the new SLX. First thing I personally noticed is this spiral, this crossing over design here. You guys can see that throughout the whole, not the whole rod, from the first guide right there, all the way down through the handle and down to the butt of the rod. So Shimano calls this diaflash technology. It's carbon taping that's diagonally wrapped, running in opposite directions on the blank. So this carbon taping in an X pattern, as you guys can see, is supposed to prevent the rod from twisting under load, and in the end supposed to give you more power when you're fighting those fish. Additionally, we have that EVA split handle grip with the SLX edged in there, which is pretty cool. Custom Shimano reel seats, a little carbon locking nut there, you guys can see, and Dawning titanium oxide guides running all the way down the rod. So yeah, that is the new Shimano SLX for 2022 with the diaflash technology kind of being the biggest upgrade between the two models right here. So holding the two rods side by side, the older SLX does feel a little bit heavier, especially in the reel seat / butt end of the rod. The new SLX just feels a little bit lighter, especially like holding them up and moving them side to side. You just feel like the newer SLX is a little bit more airier, a little bit lighter in general. A little side-by-side comparison here. Same EVA handles, reel seat. You guys can see that. The hook keeper is also in the same spot. And then running up here, you guys can see the diaflash in the newer SLX up until the first guide. And all the rest seems pretty similar. I'm doing a little flex test. I don't know if you guys can see. This is the 7.2 Heavy, like I said. Looks to have the same action. So that is the first look at the new SLX series of rods from Shimano. Overall, diaflash technology is the notable improvement from the older model here. On top of that, the rod does seem a little bit more well balanced and a little bit lighter, which is nice to see. And I personally think that these rods look really sharp. I'm a huge fan of the black and blue, and of course they match the SLX reels perfectly. So it is also great to see that Shimano kept the SLX at the same price point. In my opinion, for $100 US, you can't really go wrong with these rods. Haven't had any issues with them so far, and I don't think I will with this model. In my opinion, these rods are great rods for all you bass fishermen out there that maybe can't afford to have, 5, 10 Zodius or expired rods. And these guys are budget friendly, sturdy, and definitely get the job done. So I'm going to leave links to where you guys can find these rods, both in the US and in Canada. And if you guys have any questions, let me know down below, and I'll see you guys in the next one.